So as the journey begins in the sacred space of my heart, I actually start tuning in a lot to the audio and sounds around me. And so my clairaudience becomes very attuned and very heightened. And so I go through the whole process. I get onto the rainbow bridge and it turns into basically a stream. And I see myself in like jean cut off pants, like a white shirt, and my hands are behind my head and I'm like kicking in the stream of this like rainbow water, and I'm spitting water out of my mouth, like just like lazily enjoying, relaxing in like this river, right? So then it starts getting faster and I almost like start surfing in this river, and as it goes further, I feel there's this huge waterfall ahead, so like fall over the waterfall, and then I'm on this raft, and this raft is like made up of logs tied together with like one mast and a white sail, and I start like riding the rapids, but it's very like old times, and so I feel like I'm going down this big river, like riding the rapids, and I get adventure, and then I get Tom Sawyer's adventure, and so I'm not really sure what happens, but I'm starting to get into like this Tom Sawyer feel, and then it transitions to like dock the boat. Next thing I see out in front of me is a log cabin, and then I instantly get in my head Uncle Tom's cabin, and so I start like feeling these literary works of art, right? So I'm not sure, the things I start contemplating, I'm like, is this person a teacher? Is this person like a history buff? Is this person a teacher of like literary writings and classic writing? I don't know. It's just really interesting. So I start wondering if this is if you're like a teacher in this, or if you're a student of this, or if you just are somebody who really appreciates the classic works of art of these books. And so as I'm kind of surrounded by Uncle Tom's cabin, I get sucked back up to the rainbow bridge and shot through this portal again, and this time I'm a butterfly, and like with multicolored wings, and I fly up to the outside window of Uncle Tom's cabin, and the butterfly is sitting there, wings spread, on the outside of the window, and the sun is shining from the back of the wings and into the cabin, and it creates this kaleidoscope of color within the cabin. And so butterflies are always transformation, and then the fact that your energy, your colors were being projected inside of this literary work of art, I basically start to put together, does this person want to write? Does this person want to produce their own masterpieces or their own works of art? And so I start to transition to, okay, maybe this person is a writer and they want to express themselves through writing, kind of like Uncle Tom's Cabin and Tom Sawyer's Adventure and all these classic books. So next thing that happens, get pulled forward to the next scene, and there's two huge mountains, and there's one path right through the middle of these mountains, and it's green hilled mountains, landscape, and this like white path moving right through it. And so I'm getting that there's like only one way to get where you're going. I kept searching. There's no other paths. Nothing else is presenting itself. There's just one path straight through, and I don't even know what's on the other side of these mountains, but I feel like I have to walk this path. And so as I move through, I'm like, these mountains are so big. It's like almost like bookends, like a lot of pressure on the side of me. And so I feel now it's almost like there's a mainstream thought process that in order to do whatever you want to do, you have to follow this one path in order to achieve or to get what you want to do, and almost like it's being imposed on you. And so as I get through the mountains, then and make this analysis, then there's this train, and this like mine shaft opens up in this mountain in front of me, and I jump on this train and we go soaring down this mine shaft. And so I'm literally taking mine for mind, And as I go through your mind, there's all these like rubies and diamonds and emeralds. There's just all of these gemstones that are shining so bright. And I start pulling and collecting these into the carts of the train that I'm riding in. And I start to get that there's these jewels of wisdom inside your brain, and this is what we were going, walking that path. This is what we were looking for, is to bring out these jewels, these bits of wisdom that you have, and it took this path, right, to get here, to feel like we could capture this. So now outside of the mountain, I come to your door that represents your Akashic records, and it's like a door made of clouds, and as I walk through the clouds, I basically get kind of propelled up into just like blank whiteness, and it's this stark white room, and I'm a student at a desk. So again, there's this like teacher student, I'm not sure, I'm feeling more now like, I don't know, you might be a teacher, but you want to create and write, but you feel like you have to be a student, or there's more you have to learn before you can creatively write and express yourself. So I'm sitting down at this desk, and I feel like I'm being told this is the path you have to take in order to produce what you're looking to produce. So I feel like there's this imposed credentialing that you feel like you need in order to bring forth your divinity, your purpose of these writings, of like creating these classical masterpieces. And it feels like there's this imposition on you, like you have to do it this way in order to get the accreditation or the validation for your work. And so basically I call on your higher self at this point. I say, I need help. What's the most important thing that this person needs to know at this point? And they said, and it's all audio, so I'm like very tuned into the audio. I am hearing everything really clearly, and they're saying that you basically need to start writing. You need to create what you're hearing. You're very clairaudient, I'm getting, is that you like hear this and you could write, and you can create this. I don't know if you were looking to write or if it's a hope of yours to write, but it feels like you just have a story you're looking to tell. And they say you hear it, and but you feel like you have to go through this mainstream process to pull this out of you, and that's not true. They say this is your purpose, this is your divinity. You're meant to write and create and storytell, and this is you. So they basically tell me that you need to start writing right now. And so as this happens, the stark whiteness of this room disappears, and it's this circular room filled with books, and your higher self is showing me and going, this is the wisdom, this is the access, or this is the story, these are the stories that this person is telling or needs to tell. And they're showing me all this, all these lifetimes that you have access to, and it's like your mind is so tapped into all these stories and timelines that have been experienced that create your past and your history, and that you are so connected into this that you basically get these audio hits in your head of a new story, a new adventure, a new creative outlet, and you need to just start writing. You need to write these stories out. You need to express this, because it's going to help people around you to remember. It's going to help open up the eyes of people around you by doing this. You're going to allow people to connect into this energy and experience themselves more fully through reading your stories and by how you express yourself. And so it was very powerful. I get that you're very clairaudient and you just hear, and you need to just write and express, because I bet your mind is probably very active and very engaged and full of just lots of stories and adventures, and you just have to begin writing and keeping journals, and just writing out these experiences that you come across in your mind, because it's all being streamed, I feel, very divinely through you, and it's for a process to help other people when they read your work to tap into their own divinity and understand and remember certain things as well. So that's what I got with Light and Love.